Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michael Carbone. I'm an immigration and business attorney in Staten Island, New York. And today I want to cover the topic of adjustment of status under INA Section 245I. Specifically, I want to talk about the physical presence requirement under the statute. Now, before I dive into this topic, if you have any questions, please drop a comment below. Otherwise, if you want to set up a consultation, visit us at carboneattorneys.com. We have a button in the top right corner of our website. Click it, fill it out, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So in a previous video, we talked about the entire process of adjustment of status under INA Section 245I. I talked about eligibility requirements and what's expected of you in order to qualify for adjustment under the statute. Now, for the purposes of this video, we're going to talk about the physical presence requirement. If you are the principal beneficiary of an original petition under INA 245I, and the petition was filed between January 14th, 1998 and April 30th, 2001, then you need to prove physical presence on December 21st, 2000. Now, if you are a derivative beneficiary and the original petition was filed after January 14th, 1998, then you as well have to prove physical presence, but not for yourself, for the principal beneficiary. So this could have been your parent, your grandparent. These applications date well over 20 years ago. So depending on where you sit in the queue, you may need to prove physical presence for yourself or for the principal beneficiary of the original petition. So what does it mean to have physical presence? This means that on December 21st, 2000, you or the principal beneficiary were physically present in the United States. Now, this could be any part of the day, the morning, the afternoon, even the evening, as long as you have a document or collection of documents that show that you were in the United States on December 21st, 2000, you will be able to prove the physical presence requirement. Now, if you have a document that definitively proves that you were in the United States on December 21st, 2000, great, your job is done. What could this be? What could this look like? So maybe you had a medical emergency and you were in the hospital and you have medical records that show that you were in the hospital either on December 21st, 2000, or, a span of days that included December 21st, 2000. Great. Check off that box. That requirement is complete. Now, for everyone else that doesn't have documents that date back well over 20 years ago, you have to get a little bit creative. So not everyone will have documents that show that they were in the United States on December 21st, 2000. Fortunately, you can bookend and show documents from dates before and after as long as it's close to that date. Now, if you have something from months earlier and months after, that's not going to be helpful. You want to have documents that are as close to December 21st, 2000 as possible. So what could these records look like? First, you can use employment records. So if you were working during December 21st, 2000, then you could reach out to your employer at that time. Hopefully there's still an existing business, and get copies of your employment records, or even pay stubs, taxes, anything that shows that you were working or, physically present in the United States on, before, or slightly after December 21st, 2000. You can also use school records. So attendance records, records from school showing that you were in school during that time period in the US would be extremely helpful in proving that physical presence requirement. As I stated earlier, you can also rely on medical records. So if you visited a doctor, if you went to a hospital, urgent care, anything involving medical care for you, or obviously, depending on if you were the principal beneficiary or derivative beneficiary, records pertaining to physical presence for the individual who has to prove physical presence. You can also rely on utility bills, lease agreements, maybe even bank statements. Sometimes you have to get really creative with proving physical presence in this regard, but if you were living in the same place and you're able to get access to those documents, that as well would be helpful in proving your physical presence. Finally, you can rely on affidavits from friends and family who were with you back in December 21st, 2000, and can verify that you were in the United States at that time. Now, affidavits are the least credible form of evidence when you're dealing with proving this requirement, as the government understands and expects that friends and family members would be willing to lie on your behalf if it meant that you would obtain an immigration benefit as a result. So I would say if this is your only recourse, you might want to dig a little deeper and see if you have other evidence that you can use to support proving this requirement. So that's it. That is the physical presence requirement under INA section 245I. Again, you have to prove physical presence in the United States on December 21st, 2000 for either the principal beneficiary or a derivative beneficiary who would need to show that the principal beneficiary was physically present on that date. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, please like, subscribe, and I'll keep making them.